Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Ma'am, can you share your screen and series if you are able to?
Yes, one second. The screen is visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, great. I hope my voice is audible, correct?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay.
Can I allow participants in the meet?
Yes, you can allow.
Dear participants, thank you for joining, and we will begin sharp at 4 p.m.
Exit motor no pani sige.
So let's begin. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. This is Rahila Siddiqui from ECA. I will take a moment to talk about ECA. The Early Childhood Association and Association for Preparatory Education and Research were formed with the goal let childhood be the right of every child everywhere. We are a non-profit association serving as a one-stop connection needed by all for the enrichment, networking, awareness, and advocacy of the childhood and everything that affects it. ECA aims to support professionals, teachers, and individuals working with children in Balwadi's daycare center, rural creches, teacher training colleges, and through entrepreneurial network by providing them with resources of every sort. This could range from information, the latest research training, and the ideas to solution and counseling. To know more and to become a member, you can visit our website www.eca-apr.org. Today's workshop is conducted by our corporate member, Target Publication. I will talk a bit about Target Publication. Target Publication Private Limited not only publishes educational books but also works for the betterment of the society in collaboration with the nonprofit organization Foundational for Learning and Development. With over 18 years of dedicated work, Target Publication have been a key player in education content creation, covering a wide range of materials from KG to competitive exams. Target is now a content partner for various government bodies. They are empowering students with cutting edges learning experiences, including helping schools establishing robotic labs and astronomy centers. As a leading provider of comprehensive education solution, Target Publication has expanded its offering to include the Out app and the Quill Plus designed for students, schools, and coaching institutions. Offers a variety of resources, including smart PowerPoint presentations to help teachers explain concepts in a more engaging and interactive way. Now, moving on to today's session, which is on 100 languages of children. Our speaker for today is Miss Christina Jagtap. Uh, Profile about Miss Christina Jagtap, Manager Learning and Development. Miss Christina Jagtap is a accomplished learning and developmental professional with extensive expertise on designing, implementing, and managing innovative learning strategies aligned with both corporate and educational framework. With over a decade of experience with a passion for developing talent in academic excellence. Christina combines deep knowledge of pedagogy theories with practical experience to create impactful training programs for educators, corporate administrators, and leaders. Without further ado, I would now hand it over to Ms. Christina to lead this enriching session.
Thank you so much for this wonderful introduction. And definitely, we'll start with our webinar now. Thank you, everyone, participants who are here to attend this webinar. And, you have taken your time out and attending this webinar, which is a wonderful, aspect to us. We'll start with the webinar today. And the topic is very interesting. That is 100 languages of children. We have as a participant list who are educators, maybe from all across pan India or maybe Maharashtra. So you are from different regions. So understanding this 100 languages of children is very, very important aspect being an educator. So we'll start with this. This is what is the introduction which we have for our webinar today. The entire goal of this webinar is to make sure and make every educator understand that rich learning is very much important, okay, when it comes to holistic learning. NEP says holistic learning. So to understand that, it's very important we understand the 100 languages of children, because that is the expression which they give us. And that's how, in early childhood education is going to be impactful, because it is going to create a foster creativity, is going to have a critical thinking. We are going to develop the cognitive part and social skills. That's how the entire webinar is all about. So I want definitely all of you to be engaging, to have more involvement in the webinar, so that we can make this webinar a successful and a fruitful ones. This is a quick, I could say a quiz for you. Being into education, all of you are educators. So, what do you think? What forms of expression children use the most? So, you can see options on the screen, which is A, B, C, D, and E. I just want you all to drop down in a chat box that what is the most used expression by children. You just have to drop down A, B, C, D, or E. I can see mostly all of them. Okay, D, E, all. I can see answers coming more. Yes, so if you look at these expressions which we are listed down, drawing and painting, talking and storytelling, singing and music, dancing and movement, role playing or pretend play, definitely these all expressions are used by children. But the most way they go ahead and express themselves is definitely by dancing and movements. And that's proven, okay? That's proven. You can check it on Google also. And that's proven that most of the time children's use the expression which is dancing and movements. So they try to move around, whenever we have seen people, when students are happy or when these children are sad, there's all movement going on a lot of times. So just a quick quiz to start off the webinar. Now, when I say 100 languages of children, what agenda is there for today? What do we understand? What is that is going to be a takeaway from this webinar? We'll try to list it down here. So we'll understand the philosophy of Reggio Emilia concept, the fundamental principles of that concept, role of the environment, teacher, peers. And what are these 100 languages? What is this term 100 languages? Then how do we acknowledge all these forms of communication which children give it to us? And real world projects which are existing in the entire world, which is related to Reggio Emilia concept and the global influence. Now, this man, he is the one who, started off the Reggio Emilia concept, who is Loris Malguzzi. He's the one who actually started this entire concept of Reggio Emilia. Now, what this concept says about, before we understand 100 languages, it's very important we understand this concept, okay? Now, Loris, definitely the entire concept started from Reggio Emilia, which is in Italy. So the concept's name, Reggio Emilia, it's a place in Italy, okay? And based on which the concept got the name, which is Reggio Emilia. So it was an innovative approach by Loris after the World War II of Italy that he started off with the Reggio Emilia concept. Now, what this concept says about? We'll just try to list it down. It says that children themselves are the important aspect when it comes to learning. Children have their own voices. They know how to explore. They have a sense of creativity. They have moreover things. So this concept says, Loris definitely, he mentioned that it is very important that you give children and make children as an authority of their own learning. That's the concept whole says it about. And definitely, after World War II in Italy, so on and so forth, this particular philosophy has been emerging across worldwide day on day. Day on day, a lot of people have started accepting this Reggio Emilia concept in their schools, in their, institutes, and in their play schools and everywhere. So it was a quick short video, which is giving us an understanding that Reggio Emilia is all about critical thinking, collaboration, and definitely it is said that in this concept, children is their own important aspect for their own learning. That's the whole concept which says is about. Now, what are these fundamental aspects in Reggio Emilia concept which we need to understand? Okay, where if really as an educator, if you really want to apply this, in your educational institute, it's very important you understand the fundamental principles of this concept. So the very first one, child centric approach. This is completely a child centric approach philosophy where child is an active participant, capable and competent in his own learning journey. 100 languages are nothing else but then the expressions of children which they use to communicate, which they use to, probably solve particular thing. These are the skills which they have. Then environment as a third teacher. So these are the principal fundamentals of this for particular philosophy. Documentation learning. Now definitely it's a child-centric approach, making sure that children express themselves in multiple ways. And environment is the major aspect in this philosophy because as a child, if I am in a closed room, I am not allowed to go outside, or I'm not allowed to, be socially involved with people, or if not allowed to go ahead and play in the nature, definitely I'm not going to develop a lot of skills. So here environment plays a very, very important role. And definitely as an educator, it is us who is going to build that environment for students so that they go ahead and, develop their cognitive, their critical thinking skills and lot more. And documenting all these learnings, that's required. And that's how we get to know that what kind of learning or what kind of interest a child has. So that's the documentation of learning. So these are the fundamental principles of Reggio Emilia concept.
The video class.
Anybody has any question? I am just getting an audio, so just thought of asking. Okay. Now, as I said, in this philosophy, the major role which is played is by environment. Reggio Emilia definitely started after World War II in Italy. Loris is the one who, started off this. However, he made a statement that environment is the biggest thing in this particular philosophy, which is going to help a child to develop multiple skills. So role of peers, role of parents, and the role of teachers, along with the environment, definitely the role of peers child definitely goes ahead in preschools or play schools, and then they have socializing with this group of children around. So role of peers is also very important for their emotional well-being, collaboration, and they understand the exchange of ideas and values. Role of parents is again very much important because child has entire created environment by their parents. So parents definitely involve and encourage them for active role, being into learning and being into developing their skills. And very important, now, as we say, as we always know, that nowadays children are most of the time, when they be in preschool, then junior KG, then senior KG, or above standards in primary section, most of the times they are in the school. So the environment which is created by teacher is also very major aspect and impactful for the children's development. So role of teachers, so role of
कोई बात नहीं।
I guess someone is unmute, so I just. Priya, I have seen you have raised a hand. Is there any question which you have?
No, ma'am, sorry, it was by mistake.
Okay, no problem. Then comes the role of teachers. Now, definitely, most of the time the children are in school. So, the entire environment created by a teacher is also very, very important. So, teacher is the one, this is a saying by Albert Hubbard that, teacher is the one who makes two ideas grow where only one grew before. So, teachers definitely play a very important role when it comes to encouraging the students to go ahead and develop certain skills. And definitely, this entire Reggio Emilia concept says that teachers have to design the entire classroom in a such a way that they develop skills. So, organize classroom in such a way where they have exploration around, they have things around where they can do critical thinking, they can come up with the ideas and lot more. And then document things accordingly and see the interest where child interest is lying, because based on that definitely it's a holistic learning which we are talking about. It's completely holistic. It's not a rote learning where only memorization is required. It's a complete collaborative learning and holistic learning where student can go ahead and develop multiple skills, especially starting from when they are into play school and preschool. Now, focusing more over on environment. Now, this is the role of environment. Just a question for you all. Think of the favorite room in your house or your favorite space. Why is it inviting? I mean, this is a question for everyone just to analyze that we have someone, I mean, we always have some room which is our favorite. We always try to be in that room, maybe our bedroom, or maybe our reading room, or could be anywhere. We always have that comfort space where we can explore, and we always try to go there. Why is that so? Same goes with children. Why would children only like the play areas? Why wouldn't if I say children that go to library or go to a play area, most of the students will prefer going in the play area. Why is that so? Because that's appealing, that's engaging for them, and that is helping them to go ahead and develop their own skills. They can be themselves when they're in such a comfort zone, in such a favorite space. So, definitely, this is the major aspect of Reggio Emilia. I mean, someday, if you get some chance, go and watch some videos on YouTube also. There are these wonderful classrooms developed in Italy, which are Reggio Emilia based, which has multiple aspects, multiple variety of things in the classroom, which helps the student for cognitive development. Now, that's what it says, the role of environment. So, some activities could include in your classroom or in your curriculum, or maybe, somewhere around you where grooming, setting a table, tidying the toys. This could be done by parents at home. Like, parents are also a crucial part of it. Exploring the variety things around them, could be gardening, planting, could be much more things, involved. Now we understood the Reggio Emilia concept that, Reggio Emilia concept says that child is his own learner. Child can develop his skills by her or himself only when there is such an environment by peers, by parents, and the teachers, and also definitely the environment which we spoke about. Now, what are these 100 languages of children? Today's topic, which we have. 100 languages are the ways these child express themselves. So they express themselves by multiple ways. These are few which are listed down: drawing and painting, singing and dancing, sculpture making, drama and role playing, exploring nature, and lot more. So there are 100 languages which child express themselves by. So as a teacher, because you all are educators, you definitely come to know, let's say there is a student who is with you for last 6 months, 7 months. You get you understand their habit that when they are sad, they have some language of expression. When they are happy, they have some language of expression. Similarly, there are 100 languages which they express themselves by, because not always they'll use words to go ahead and express themselves. So that's the whole concept of 100 languages. So children have countless ways to communicate, learn, and express themselves. And languages are nothing else but then the diverse form of expression which these students or this child use. There is a quick video which I would like to play, which is just a quick review of all these 100 languages. Very interesting video. So that's the 100 languages which student or child expresses themselves onto. And being an educator is very important that you are the ones who understand this and educate your parents accordingly because of their interest. So whatever interest the students are showing onto, as an educator, it is definitely our responsibility to let it pass by to our parents. Initially, when we started the webinar, we understood that Loris Malguzzi is the one who started this concept in Italy. So he wrote a wonderful poem also. So there's a poem which you can go ahead and check it now as well as later, which is 100 Languages of Children. So it's a wonderful poem by him which he has written, which expresses a lot of expression.
Ma'am, there's no sound if the video should contain any sound.
There is no sound which you're getting?
Not at all. In any of the 3 videos, we couldn't hear anything. Or at
Oh,
least I couldn't hear anything.
okay. Let me just check this. Give me a second. Let me know if you get the audio now.
The child is made.
Is it
Yes.
audible? Okay,
Perfect. Thank you.
great. Yeah. So it's a wonderful poem by Loris Malguzzi. This is the poem which is there. But it's a wonderful audio which is given to this also.
The child is made of 100. The child has
100 languages, 100 hair, 100 thoughts, 100 ways of thinking, of playing, of speaking.
100. Always 100 ways of
Listening,
of
marveling, of loving,
100 joys,
for singing and understanding,
100 worlds,
to discover,
100 worlds,
to affect,
100 worlds to
dream.
The child has 100 languages and 100.
So this is a great poem which Loris Malguezi has written, which has expression of every way which a child can, share with us in the environment, with parents, with teachers, and a lot more. Now, while we are doing all this, definitely, we get to know children express themselves. There are 100 languages, but acknowledging all these forms of communication are very, very important. Why is it important? We feel that, children are children, they're very small, but they understand, they have feelings, they have expressions, and they understand a lot of things. Like, Dolores Malguezi has said that children or the child is the only one who can go ahead and develop his or her own skills by exploring, by collaborating, and a lot more. So as they have expressions, they also require a lot of acknowledgement from the parents, from the peers, from the educators, from the teachers as well. So why is it really important? So this definitely values individuality, fosters creativity, critical thinking, innovation. This is definitely going to help the student or a child to develop. Then holistic view of learning through words, through gestures, through movement, through creativity. Enhances cognitive and social development. So acknowledging all their forms of expression are very important, which helps them for emotional well-being also. So reassures them that their ideas and feelings matter, building their confidence and self-worth. And definitely for children with language barriers, or maybe they are afraid of, it bridges the gap of understanding and supports children's well-being. So, as an educator, as a parent, or definitely peers are too small for them, but as an educator, as a teacher, as a parent, it's very important we acknowledge all forms of communication. And that is how they develop all these skill day on day life. Now, what we follow is definitely a traditional approach, but however, since NEP has come in 2020, we are definitely moving ahead towards holistic learning. Every educator, every school is trying to, go ahead towards the holistic development part. How Reggio Emilia is different from the traditional approach. Just a quick gist for it.
तुम स्वेटर नहीं पहन रही हो स्वेटर मेरा नीचे दिखना ठीक है चलो बाय आप रुको से
So, Reggio Emilia says it's a child centric learning. A traditional teaching method is a teacher centric instruction. Reggio Emilia is more about collaboration and creativity and skill development. Traditional teaching is more about rote memorization, rote learning. This is a quick gist about Reggio Emilia and traditional teaching. A quick session, before we move ahead, before we understand few other things, a quick question for everyone. What creative activities could you try to unlock the languages of children? I just want you all to drop down one word or one sentence in the chat box. What creative activities? So we understood Reggio Emilia. We understood there are 100 languages of children, but how do we unlock them? How do we make it practical? How do we get it in a school, in a class? So how would you unlock the languages of children? Just one word or one sentence is. . What creative activities could you try to unlock the languages of children?
Storytelling. By storytelling,
Great. Storytelling. I see multiple things. Great. Play Doh activity, clay modeling, sensory, picture comprehension, play.
मैम गुट नहीं है का कंपटीशन. हेलो मैडम नमस्कार.
Yes,
गुट नहीं है कंपटीशन ले सकते हैं समानार्थी विलोमार्थी शब्द में.
correct. Very good.
Prop talk competition activity.
Correct. Prop talk. So I can see multiple things flowing here: storytelling, drawing, painting, sound and rhythm games, canvas to draw the imagination, observational drawing, music, nature exploration. Definitely. There are multiple ways an educator can go ahead and unlock the languages of children. Thank you so much everyone for going ahead and dropping down so many ideas here. Rhythmic activities, lot more. So great to see your responses. Now that we understood the Reggio Emilia concept, we understood 100 languages of children. Now the question is, how do we impart it? How do we go ahead and build this entire concept in our classroom, in our school, or how do we go ahead and make it more experiential to our children's? Now, before I tell you that how could you do that, I just show you some global influence and relevance of Reggio Emilia. So early childhood center, the global adaptations, okay? So many childhood centers in United States, Canada, the Boulder Journey School, you can search this on Google, once this webinar ends. They have created wonderful Reggio Emilia based classrooms and, the entire environment around them. So in Colorado, the Boulder Journey School, have integrated Reggio Emilia practices, project-based learning environments, and they have created environments to foster the development of the children for the exploration part as well. That's one global influence which I could talk about. Next is museum collaborations. So Remida Creative Recycling Center in Italy. See, this entire concept has come from Italy. And there is this recycling center in Italy, which is Remida Creative. It also encourages students and children to use these discarded industrial materials for creativity. Then Chicago Children's Museum in US features the interactive display or art projects developed in partnership with Reggio Emilia partners. So these are all global influence and practically which they have, incorporated in their schools, in their education system. Now, this is STEAM and technology integration. See, NEP says National Education Policy describes that STEM is a part of a learning now. STEM should be a part of a learning now. Not a rote memorization, not a rote learning, but STEM should be a part of it. I hope everyone sitting here in this webinar knows the STEM importance, right? So we have a STEAM technology integration which has happened again in Reggio, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and maths. STEAM stands for that. However, NEP talks about STEM, STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and maths. So either you develop STEM or STEAM, but you cover all these aspects along with the learning of the school, the syllabus, the curriculum. That's what NEP says now. So for example, using light tables to explore transparency and colors, collaborative robotic projects where children design and develop some simple machines. And there are a few long-term projects which are ongoing, which are Reggio Emilia based, recycling material projects, gardener and outdoor spaces. Even now, in India, we do this. We take our students for outdoor, gardening purposes, or we take them for knowing more things about plants, more animals, and a lot more. So these are all long-term projects which are going on, but these are the global influence which you can see worldwide around. Now, how do we, as as being into education, being an educator, how do we go ahead and incorporate all these concepts, or how do we go ahead and create that environment for a student is a question. To look at it, how do we practically approach it too? So we understood the Reggio Emilia concept. We understood what are these 100 languages of children. Experimentally make it happen in our classrooms. So there are multiple ways which could be done. So understanding the Reggio Emilia concept, which we did right now, we understood the concept. Creating Reggio inspired learning spaces. Now, this is more important. As the philosophy says, creating rich learning environment is very important, because environment is a third teacher in this concept. So creating classrooms that promote exploration, creativity, and definitely collaboration between each other, between peers and these children around. Building strong relationships with family, making parents involved in this, because parents also play a very important role, very crucial role in their learning journey. So you can do organize regular meeting, workshop to share the progress, insights, and what interest does the child has. Definitely a teacher can tell better than anybody else. Then documenting everything, what child has a reflection about. Definitely we can make journals, portfolios, or display some progress sheet. And encouraging professional development and collaboration. So culture has to ongo. Culture can be created only if the schools, the educators try to adapt the Reggio Emilia concept in pre-education. Because the child, no matter we say the child is 3 years old, but they have multiple skills to explore. They have multiple skills, definitely if we could give them some problem solving, they could solve for us, which are at their base level. So child-centric approach is Reggio Emilia. Now, to understand this more better, how could we apply this in our schools, in our classrooms? Very interesting part is you can create an atelier or a studio space in your schools, or maybe in your classroom, you can have that space. So this atelier and studio space are nothing else, but then it has multiple things around. A spaces where student can be themselves, a spaces where student can learn multiple things around. So just to tell you, that could be a space. There could be a space where it talks about only books. There could be space where there is only play learning. There could be space which is only about exploration, like planting, or having few animals, or could be anything that way. Having a space specifically for learning robotics, because right now AI is AI is the one which is there in this generation. So part for that, part for astronomy, where a student can go ahead and actually see things, planets, and everything around. And then you can create different spaces which could help them. Just to show you, there are few schools who are adopting it. I'll just show you. I hope my screen. One second. I'll just show you what could be done. There are few schools who have started doing this. I'll share my screen so that you can view it. So they have created studios. I hope the screen is visible, right? I hope everyone can see the screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, great. So there are few schools who have started doing this, creating spaces in their schools, maybe for art material, to go ahead and make sure children excels in art. So there are these art spaces where you will find all these things for drawing and painting, sculpting, all these other things which are related to art. Then there are natural and recycled materials like pebbles, shells, sticks, button, beads, natural elements like flowers, seeds, branches, recyclable like bottle caps, card rolls, containers. So you can create a classroom or a studio which has this multiple things to explore around. Light and shadow exploration tools. Then shelves which has multiple things, labeled storage. You can have tables where they can actually do all these stuff. Documentation and inspiration, walls or boards to showcase the chart. You can have these boards, which usually most of the schools does it. Collection of art techniques. You can have cameras, journals, to record their entire journey of learning. Multimedia exploration, cameras, computers, instruments around. So textual variety like sand, fabric, tactile materials for sensory experience. There are multiple things which could be done in Reggio Emilia, creating a space where child can go ahead and actually explore the entire journey of their learning and explore multiple things around them. So that's the atelier and the studio space which could be created. And that's what NEP talks about, National Education Policy. It talks about that in the foundation stage, which is, definitely till second standard, a child should develop all these things as a part of curriculum, which is physical and motor development, cognitive development, socio-emotional ethical development, cultural artistic development, and language and literacy development. So definitely in the foundational stage, by the time a child is not going into preparatory stage, it's very important the child develops all these things along with the curriculum study. So content derived from child's life experiences. Learning should be, play-based, fun activities. Art, story, poetry, games, songs, and much more should be incorporated. And learning should be more holistic, integrated, and enjoyable and engaging, and not just a rote memorization or a rote learning. This is what NEP's foundational stage talks about when it comes to National Education Policy 2020. Now that we understood, there's a Reggio Emilia concept, there are 100 languages of children. We understood that how can we incorporate all these things into our classrooms, into our education system, or into our schools, and how NEP is aligned to all of this. So similarly, at Target Publications, we actually believe in holistic learning. Since NEP has launched in 2020, our entire being into publication industry, being into learning ventures, we always try to have holistic learning around for students. We have always made sure that we come up with the books, or maybe come up with the products, or we come up with the learning system for student which could be more holistic, which could be more of exploration. So we have a wonderful series called Kinder Trails. And what things do we had in Kinder Trails? See, there are multiple things which we have in Kinder Trails, but there are a few things which I want to highlight today which actually resonates to the Reggio Emilia concept. So we have this Kinder Trails for playgroup, nursery, junior, senior, and that is age group 2 to 6 years. So playgroup, nursery, junior, and senior, we have a wonderful series which is Kinder Trails. And what does it talk about? So it is for independent preschools. It is for pre-primary schools to attached primary and secondary schools. And this is how the Kinder Trails kit look like for playgroup, nursery, junior, and senior. That's our kit of Kinder Trails, which is for playgroup, nursery, junior, and senior. A comprehensive kit for foundational stage. So it's actually a kit which has multiple books inside, which is towards the holistic learning. We give free Kinder Trails app along with this, and free teacher's manual also. So that teachers doesn't have an, thinking required, a thinking based curriculum where teacher prepare the curriculum and then it is shared. We give you a teacher's manual also. These are few highlights of our Kinder Trails. It's aligned with NEP and NCFFS. There is a structured and planned curriculum given as per the age group, playgroup, junior, nursery, senior. It's a child-centric content, and there is multi-sensory learning. Not only books, there are videos and there are other things also involved in that particular kit, which we'll talk about. And getting to know the kids. That's our pre-planned curriculum, which we give it to teachers. So yearly syllabus, 10 teaching months, 1 month, 4 weeks, definitely. And what we think, and we have created a curriculum in a such a way that it shouldn't be a rote memorization for a child. So 1 week per unit, which talks about general awareness, numeracy, and literacy. So numbers, rhymes, stories, activity, writing, and much more. Art and craft included in that. So it's a complete kit which is NEP aligned and has a view of holistic learning towards it. That's a playgroup kit. So there are 4 kits: playgroup, nursery, junior, and senior. We're talking about playgroup kit now, which has 2 concept books, 1 rhyme book, 1 letter book, number book, and art and craft book. So this is entire thing which is there in the playgroup kit. Concept book is more about the entire real life things which they see around. The videos are also that way, which we give free Kinder Trails video, which are talking about things around them and not related like a rote memorization. So rhyme book, letter book, we have number book, and that's a art and craft, which includes multiple activities like crumpling, dabbing, painting, sculpting, and lot more. We give the free video along with the kit.
Hello.
So along with every kit, there is a video given, and which is accessible via mobile phone. So actually teacher gets the entire application in the mobile phone, which could be displayed on the screen directly. Entire curriculum wise, whatever we have given in the unit, definitely unit wise we have given the videos. And that's our nursery, junior, senior KG book. The kit consists of 4 integrated books. See, National Education Policy talks about integration. They don't want students to carry all these long books and heavy books and travel around. So integrated book is the concept. So we have integrated book 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have practice books given along. So no need to buy a separate book. Practice books are already given. And there is an art and craft book. Now, what is there in this integrated book? So in this integrated book, we have given multiple things, which is the integration of rhyme, reading, story, alphabets, activities, and lot more. And that's the overview of our integrated books. So competency C1.2. So whenever right now, as per the student, whatever student keeps on learning, there is a competency which is mapped. So competency C1.2 talks about literacy, numeracy, and general awareness. And that is what we have created in our integrated books, which helps student to analyze all these things and learn effectively. And then we have practice book. So student does not have to buy separate book. Whatever is there in this integrated book, we have given a practice of it in this, where students can actually do a homework or probably practice on that. That's our practice book highlight. Enough space given, different illustrations, and sequential learning. Now, art and craft book is definitely very interesting because it develops the motor skills of children. Cognitive development is done because they do a lot of critical thinking while doing art and craft activity. So activities include coloring, tracing, drawing, paper folding, paper crumpling, dabbing, printing activities, and lot more. So this is about our Kinder Trails, where we have junior, nursery, junior, senior, and playgroup as well. These are few highlights of our kinder trails. So it has a sequential learning from playgroup till senior KG. Art and craft has a multiple techniques. It has integrated learning as per NEP. So it's an NEP compliant kit. And that's how the application looks like on the teacher's phone, where you have multiple aspects to play the videos as well. And definitely it is time saving because teacher gets the ready-made curriculum, which is NEP aligned, which has holistic view. And this is one important thing which we follow. At Target, we follow the philosophy of child in mind and teacher at heart. So we always believe that teacher and child both play a very important role in children's education part. So looking at that, the entire kit is prepared in such a way which gives child also the appropriate exposure, and for teacher also it is a ease of handling, curriculum already given, LEP aligned, integrated books. So when I talk about Reggio Emilia concept, Reggio Emilia is more about holistic learning, more about child-centric learning. So looking at that, the kit is prepared to go ahead and make sure children learns numeracy, literacy, and general awareness in a learning fun way format and not just rote memorization. We have this wonderful art and craft kit, which is again NEP aligned. We have first to standard 5th, standard 8th. That's our art and craft kit. Now, this is exactly which Reggio Emilia talks about, that give a chance for a child for exploration. And looking at that, keeping that in mind, we have definitely crafted this art and craft book, which is first to 8th. NEP aligned. Now, what is there in this? With this kit, we promise that we help students to build skill, experiential learning, creativity, fine motor skills, problem solving, and imagination part is also, is definitely, improvised by these art and craft kit. It's very interesting kit. I'll just show you a picture. These are the key highlights. There are simple visuals. There is lex text, age appropriate activities. There are video tutorials. There are these diverse art techniques which we have given. And best part is we have given a material board. This is how it looks like. Simple visuals, less text, more content, more space. Age appropriate activities as per 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th standard. Then there are multiple craft techniques which we have given: origami, collage, paper crumpling, dabbing, and a lot more. And the kit includes a variety of art which is in India. Varli, Madhubani is one of them, but we have included a Indian variety forms of techniques in this. We also give free video tutorials that how to build this particular art or craft. This is a quick video for that.
Today, we will make a quilt by weaving together strips of paper. Take the blue craft paper and fold it in half. Cut about 1 centimeter.
So this way we have given few videos for everything which is included in the art and craft kit. The best part is we give the material board also. For standard 1 to 8, the art and craft kit goes along with the material board. So we give the material board included, where student does not have to buy it separately from somewhere else. And for teachers, we have also given teachers and parents, we have given the quantity list of the materials also along with the kit. And best part is that it has smart packaging. So it's very easy to handle, very soft, lightweighted. And this is how the kit looks like. It has a very smart packaging included. Now, because we are talking about Reggio Emilia concept, the very last thing which I would like to show right now, before we conclude this webinar is, which is very important aspect now these days, is AI, robotics, and lot more. This is enhancing day on day. This is taking a culture towards learning. So at Target Publications, like I said, we definitely go ahead and offer the value to child to develop their skills with all the aspect. Now, this was one, Kinder Trails, we had NEP kit, which is playgroup, nursery, junior, senior. We had this art and craft wonderful kit, which will definitely help student to develop their fine motor skills and creativity. But the best part which we have is robotic labs. Now, looking at the generation, looking at AI driven generation, robotic labs are going to be a necessity, and that's what NEP talks about, STEM learning. NEP says STEM learning along with the curriculum is very important, has to be included in the curriculum, has to be included to make sure the child develops that. So looking at that, we have robotic labs which we go ahead and offer to schools where they can incorporate in their classrooms. And this is how robotic labs are. Coding, AI, robotics gives the school definitely an edge over the competition. It's NEP aligned 2020, as NEP says that STEM should be a part of learning. What we do is we have curriculum already set 1, 2, 3, 4 to 6 and 7 onwards till 10th. The curriculum talks about how student in first to 3 talking about introduction to robotics with pre-programmed robots. 4 to 6 they learn the block coding and program their own bots. And 7 onwards they learn to program their own bots, learn Python and lot more. What we require is definitely Reggio Emilia space says that create a space that way. So what we require is only a 400 to 500 square classroom, 7 to 12 laptops. What we definitely require is electric fittings, and that's all, to create this wonderful space which will develop the critical thinking and exploration of the child. So what we provide is robotic kits, curriculum, teacher training, and required laptops or furniture, whatever is required to place it there. I'll show you wonderful images of schools where we have actually incorporated this concept of Reggio Emilia and provided robotic labs. And this is a picture which Target Publications has incorporated in one of the schools, which is robotic labs. That's all from my end. I hope you guys have understood the Reggio Emilia concept, and I have added value to the learning, and I've added value to make sure that teachers, being educators, you create the environment that way to go ahead and develop the critical thinking and skills of the students. Just a suggested reading for you before I end this session, which is 100 Languages of Children. These are the books. Bringing Reggio Emilia Home, Working in the Reggio Way. These are the few suggested reading, a book which are quite interesting, could be read to understand the concept more better. And that's all from my end. Thank you so much. It was really wonderful to have, been hosted here by ECA Group and giving me this opportunity to have this webinar. Because being into learning and development with regards to education, I strongly believe that having Reggio Emilia concept, having that a space for children to explore and learn is much more required in these days than rote memorization. So thank you, ECA and the team, for having me here and giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Miss Christina, for this
Yeah.
interactive session. Thank you, participants, for joining. Thank you all. I will.
Ma'am, we have few questions, but you have not answered.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ma'am, according to you, what is the appropriate age for robotics?
See, ideally, it should start from standard first.
Okay, according to you, it should start for class 1, no? Grade 1.
Yes.
And
Grade
whatever, like for robotics, you have shared the tools with us also. There is in the kit for robotics.
The tool is already included in the kit.
And that is for grade 1. You have integrated that thing in grade 1.
No, that is from grade 1 till grade 10. We give the kit along with all the required machinery or whatever tools are required.
हेलो मैडम,
Yes.
रोबोटिक्स से इमोशंस संवेदनाएं डेवलप हो सकती है?
रोबोटिक्स से क्या बोला आपने?
संवेदनाएं, इमोशंस डेवलप
Correct.
किस तरीके से कर सकते हैं हम?
See, emotions जब बात करते हो, so it's a very big word. There are multiple emotions which child has. So robotics से ये कैसे हो सकता है? एक पार्ट होता है इमोशन का, वो होता है happiness, satisfaction. That is also an emotion. Yeah. So definitely that is going to help student. उसको भी बहुत मौका मिल रहा है to go ahead and explore these such things.
Ma'am, please provide your contact details.
Yes, definitely. So what we are going to do is once we end this session, I will definitely go ahead and send you a personal note of thank you where we also have a notification of our mobile numbers and contact details and lot more.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Any other questions? If anybody has any other questions. I guess not then.
Thank you all. Thank you, participants. Thank you, Ms. Christina.
Thank you so much. Yeah.